Yes, let me continue. My second class is concerned, the SLW600, and some people are waiting in the lobby. I allowed them to come. Now, I have given you a bird's eye view of primary sources and secondary sources. Bird's eye view means sketch. Regarding the statutes are concerned, does it come under the primary or does it come under the secondary? Statutes. Say, at least say, I want to hear. Anyone? Did you understand the question first? Statutes.
It's a primary source, Prof.
Yes, please tell me.
Statutes are primary.
Statutes are primary sources. See, online I got that. And you are physically present. Kimia. Asante sana na shukuru sana, Mungu akubariki na kukulinda. Okay, come to the point. A statute, you say acts, both we treat as a synonym. A slight difference is there, but need not worry now. When you come to the PhD, they will tell you. Statutes, we don't enact it, we take as it is. But enactments, we enact it. But statutes also we enact it whenever it is needed. Yes, please unmute. I am getting the sound from you. Petrol in Achuma. You can use your earphone. Yes, thank you very much. So, a statute may be defined and express or formal, laying down a rule or rules of conduct as observed in the future by person to whom the statute is expressly or by implication made applicable. Expressly or implication made applicable, the statutes was already prepared. So when you come to the primary and principal legislation is concerned, and I told you that what is that, and subordinate and subsidiary legislation, which are nothing but a delegated legislation in one form in another form. So the power of Parliament to delegate the authority is found under the Article 97 sub-article 5. Sometimes they may ask you, who has given the power to the Parliament to make the laws? At that instance, by virtue of the Article 97 sub-article 5, the Constitution of United Republic of Tanzania, within parenthesis I say, I did not say within circular bracket, within round bracket, amended time to time. And what article says clearly here it is, I quote, the provisions of this article or Article 64 of this Constitution shall not prevent the Parliament from enacting laws, making provisions, conferring on any person or the department of the government the power to make regulations having the force of law, conferring the force of law, or any regulations made by any person or any department of a government. Even the subsidiary legislation also comes under the 64, where the Constitution empowers the government executive to make rules and regulations. And Article 97 sub-article 5 also gives the authorities, careful, a parliament to delegate the power to the executives to make the rules. So regarding the subsidiary legislations are concerned, when you say the act of a parliament in general principles or policies, it leaves the working out of the administrative details to subordinate authorities and who are responsible for carrying the acts into effect. A parliament merely enacts the law, but It is the executive which will see that it will run by making the rules and regulations. I think in my last class also I told you, enactment or statutes are like engine and bogies. Garila Abiria. And railway track is same. Railway track is online participants. Can you say railway track is rules and regulations, subsidiary legislation, how it can be implemented? That is only the difference. You will fake it out. In substantial law, in procedure laws, we will study it in further classes. A substantial law gives what is wrong and what is the punishment. But a procedural laws make it how it will be implemented. Punishment is concerned. The rules it will frame it. So here, subsidiary legislations, a delegated power is given to them under the Constitution, and Road Traffic Act is there, 1973, empowers the ministers responsible for the transport to make regulations. Almost in all acts, there is a one provision would be there, which will give the powers to make the rules by the ministers, subsidiary. And they will make the rules by virtue of that. So here, for instance, the Road Traffic Act, 1973, does it deal the accident cases also? Whether the Road Traffic Act, does it deals accident case also? Why you are looking at me? Do you have a separate act for the accidents? What is that? What I referred is the same now. What I referred is the same now. But Muhindi said, Muswahili said, a long difference would be there in the pronunciation. I said the same thing. Road Traffic Act, ROAD road, space, TRAFFIC traffic, space, ACT Act, 1973. So, the Road Traffic Act 1973 empowers the minister responsible for the transport to make the regulations in respect of the road traffic matters by means of a statutory instrument. There will be a statutory instrument which will give the power. Of course, that is a subordinate legislation as a matter of general rule is concerned. Why you need the delegated legislation? Reason for the delegated legislation. Why you want to delegate something? And here is given a very nice points in the delegated legislation. Participants, could you be able to see my screen? Online participants, say yes.
Yes.
Good,
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate. Can you read the A, this which I highlighted here? The first one. Can you read it?
Lack of parliamentary time. The legislature has insufficient time to deal with and deliberate all necessary measures for efficient government.
Thank you very much. Number one, lack of parliamentary time. Parliamentarians doesn't have the time, and the legislature has insufficient time to deal with the debate, all necessary measures for efficient government. And hence, they delegate the power to the subordinates. I don't know whether you know or not in administrative law that you have studied. Once a matter is delegated, again it should not be delegated to other delegate. There is a one maxim is there. I think, to my knowledge, delegare non-delegate, something like that. Once it is given delegation, you are not supposed to give it to the other person. Please note the point. Suppose somebody has given a pen as a Zawadi gift. Please don't give this gift to somebody else. You will be kamata. I will tell you. You will be kamata. If you give to somebody else, that shows that you have some relations with him in whatever manner it is. But a gift which is given to you should not be given to anybody. It is a fundamental principle, including your spouse. Is it clear? So when I come to the matter, yes, it is true. You are not supposed to give. Because with the love and affection which is given to you, and that how do you make it out? Sir, she is my wife. So, don't reveal any secret to your wife. I repeat, don't reveal any secret to your wife. Sir, why? Don't reveal any secret to the wife. Do you know why? She cannot digest unless Tapika, now she is comfortable. And if you add a phrase, Pembeni, Moisho, please don't tell to anybody, because I am revealing you. Enough. CNN will be the late, BBC will be the late, Al Jazeera will be the late, but the news will pass so fast manner. Because it is a woman tendency. Women cannot digest the secret. It is a open secret, it is. So, let us come to our point is concerned. If a person who miss my class, miss many things, not only the subject. So, once it is delegated, it cannot be delegated again. Delegate, non-delegare. I am sure that is the right wordings. So now the number one, lack of parliamentary doesn't have that much time to take care of it. Number two, urgency / or stroke, but I don't say slash or stroke or oblique. I say virgule, virgule, virgule. / emergency. Parliament is not always in session, and some of the things require urgent attention. How many times Parliament will sit in Tanzania? Sister, sir, I am not a parliamentarian. How many times Parliament will sit in Tanzania?
4 times. 4 times.
Are you sure? In emergency, they may call sometimes, but generally 2 or 3 times, not more than that. As far my knowledge goes. But anyway, that you are supposed to know it. I believe 4 times could they sit?
4 sessions.
4 sessions. Okay, might be right, you might be right. Because winter session and summer sessions, and they will make it as certain things. And now, okay, 4 sessions they will sit it. But if any matter comes in the middle, which is a very much urgent, and only the executive will make orders, later on they will take the approval from the parliament. So that is the reason parliament is not always session. Some of the things require the urgent attention. And the number 3, C is the flexibility. A statute requires an elaborate and cumbersome procedure for its enactment. So, at that time, some flexibility would be made. That means rethinking should be there. So that's the reason they will give to the executives. And executives are Akili Kalisana. Whatever the ministers, I don't want to say. What is the qualification to be a minister? And how would be a member of your parliament? You should have a doctorate. Basic qualification. I wish any parliamentarian should be an educated man. Because educated man think is different from a man who is uneducated to most extent. So now let us come to the another point is concerned flexibility. Only the educated man will make it the flexibility because they will harmonize it. And the D, technicality of subject matter. And technicality of subject matter, a minister or a parliament doesn't know except the body or executives or minister, concerned ministers. And that to be the legal department. And another point is future needs. Even if future needs what is needed over there, only the executive knows but not the parliamentarians. Hence, delegated legislation is must. So how many points I made delegated legislation? Number 1, lack of parliamentary time. 2, urgency, virgule, emergency. 3, flexibility. D, technicality of subject. And last, E, future needs. And hence, delegated legislations are needed over there. So now the matter comes, is the constitution is concerned, yes, it will give almost all how to run the society and what is the rights and duties of a executives, including the prime minister or president. So by virtue of Article 64, I already told you, delegated legislation, and another article also mentioned, 65, what is that? Subarticle 97, subarticle 5. Also made it that provisions of the constitution. So, under 64, the parliament is given the legislative power in relation to all union matters concerning the mainland, Tanzania, and the House of Representatives in respect of Zanzibar matters. That is 64, subarticle 3, Zanzibar matters. Under Article 64, subarticle 5, any law that is in conflict with the Constitution shall be void to the extent of inconsistency. Article 64, subarticle 5 clearly says, any law enacted by the Parliament which is in contravention with this article, it is null and void. It is null and void. So for the Constitution, we derive a right of duties, citizenship, and the government. For instance, in terms of the labor law, the Constitution provides for the freedom of expression. What is the article? Freedom of expression. Article 18. And persons' freedom of association. Some articles, it should be Sema Kiingereza? Sema Kiingereza? Tip of the tongue. It should be tip of the tongue. Phraseology. I believe that. Have you heard any time? Sir, I heard but I have forgotten. Say. Is it? Is it? Rosta. Yes? Did you hear such words which I made? Tip of the tongue. Did you hear any time before? But why you are not giving the answer? Sir, your accent is different. So, it will take time to digest it, to understand it. Before I could understand the first sentence, and you will make the second sentence. Okay, let me go pole. Please, you can stop me. Because you are, most of the students have heard me. It is not the first time. Rosta, what about you? But why you are taking so much? If a man who could heard me second time is the position like that, what about you? Did you hear me? So, no matter. I'm the shida. Sooner or later, you will catch me. So, coming to our point is concerned, Constitution, we derive the rights and duties of citizenship, and we can make we discussed about the expression articles. That is the freedom of expression, Article 18, and the person's freedom of association, that is Article 20, the right to work. Some articles should be must, not all of them, at least some of them. And right to work is Article 22. And right to education, right to just remuneration is, because he's dealing the labor law, no? That's why remuneration is Article 23. And right to own property, Article 24. Of course, now in India, there is no fundamental right. It became a statutory right only. The duty to participate in work, Article 25. Right to education also a human right, and it cannot be waived. Which article in the Constitution says about a free education up to the age of 14 years? Is there any provision is there in Constitution? No. There is a must. A free education would be there up to the 14 years, Shule. Please refer. There is a section definitely. In India, section 22 capital A is inserted that a government should have to provide the 16 years, up to 16 years, a free education. And here I don't know whether we are making or not, but I cannot take that in. If anybody is interested, on 24th of January, do you know what is that? Anyone? On 24th of January, there is a International Education Day. International Education Day. If you are free enough, Tanzania time 7:30 to 8:30, I am a keynote speaker. The topic is Education is a Human Right and Indian Scenario. And the same, I'll send you the link also. If anybody is interested, I was thinking to make such a seminar, if you are agree, in the evening. I will make arrangement. I will post to each and everybody, and we'll make an international webinar. I will post all the universities to participate on my Google, on my search engine, and we can organize it. It is a good way to enlighten the people and a good way to canvass our university. But that should be moved from the head of the department, dean, or DVC, Mimi Magani. But I can handle my own without making any person to understand. Because such a days, I don't know why the education department not making. If the time is there now, I will meet the head of the department of the education. Why don't you keep such a webinar? Okay, let us come to the point. Right to education also a fundamental right and the human right. And it should be given the Constitution also. And there is, of course, there are many Indian provisions are there in article regarding that matter is concerned. Now, I gave you a depth manner because the first day I did not make it that much impressive. So next, if you want to come to the point is, that is the third is case law or precedents. These are also primary source. These are also primary source. In the primary source, number one, statutes we discussed, and later on, the constitutional provisions. Is it clear? And later on, third point is precedents. What is meant by precedence? Court decisions, court adjudication, man-made law. No, we should not say man-made law. Judge-made law. That is the appropriate word. Judge-made law. There are two types of the decisions are there. I don't know whether you could know it or not. Participants, those who are online, could you know that two types of the judgments should be there in one case? If you know it, you tell me. If you don't know it, you say pass on. Okay, pass on. There are two types of the judgments should be there in the big matters are concerned. Number one, assenting judgments. Number two, dissenting judgments. And the majority is the law. Who gave the assenting judgments number is more, and that law will prevail. So assenting judgments and dissenting judgments are there, but certain judgments are ratio decidendi and obiter dicta. Ratio decidendi means every time and everywhere it can be used as a precedent. But obiter dicta, only special case, it should not be used as a precedent. No. Only special for that case, we will allow this, but it should not be a precedent. So that is the differences that you could find it in the precedents. And still we will use it, the famous case law, tort case law. Can you tell me anyone famous law of tort case law? Any one case law of tort? That is administrative law. Salman versus Salman, that is the administrative law, company law. There, the own family party should not be a members or should be a members. In tort, if you don't know the case law, Donegal versus Stevenson, you don't know anything. If a person who stays in Tanzania, who born in Tanzania, who is grown in Tanzania, if he doesn't know what is Kilimanjaro, I don't think that he is fit enough to be called a man with a sane mind. Are you following me? Yeah, Kilenzi, Mirani Kilenzi, Latin. So certain things you are supposed to know it. And you should not say Kilimanjaro, what is it a boga boga? It is not a boga boga. It is not a vegetable. It is one of the wonder of the world. It is a tourist attraction. Am I right? So, somebody opened. keep your earphone. Keep your earphone so that I could not hear the voice. Are you muted? Okay. Again, you either mute it or you keep earphone. Okay, let us come to the point. So, ratio decidendi is there, obiter dicta is there in the precedents, and the characteristic of the precedents are concerned. Please mute, or you can use your earphone. Because we are sitting here only, no? That's why I get the sound. It became very sound. Sister, if you want to sit in the cafeteria, you can go and sit there. I don't mind it because you can speak from there also. Okay, come to the point. What is the characteristic of a president? Because somebody again opened. So, characteristic of a president is number one, certainty. Certainty, spelling CERTAINTY. Certainty. Number two, continuity. Continuity. Number three, precision. Not precision airways. Precision means comprehensive. And 4, flexibility. And 5, uniformity. And 6, rigidity. And 7, predictability. I already shared on the file. It is there. You watch online also, you could see it. So these are the 7 characteristics of a president. Number 1, certainty. Number 2, continuity. Number 3, precision. Number 4, flexibility. Number 5, uniformity. Number 6, rigidity. Number 7, predictability. You in the exam, you need not to worry about the sequence. If you know the sequence, you will fetch the good marks. Because you will impress the examiner. And examiner will be inflated. Very good. I appreciate it.
Question, sir.
Yes. But don't copy. If you copy also, I can easily make it out. Whether you have the remembrance power or not. Umepata? Say yes. So, 4th one. Customary law. It comes under the secondary sources. Law of customs. Customary law or customs. A custom is defined as a usage that has obtained the force of law and is a binding as regards the particular place, persons, and things with which it is concerned. Customs are not written laws. They develop from the particular usage or traditions. In modern law, customs has very limited role to play and a narrower meaning, that is particular rule which has existed since time immemorial. That is the punch word. Any usage, any tradition, any act which is time immemorial, if you say, yes, that is to be a custom. That is one of the characteristics of a custom. Time immemorial. Spelling I-M-M-E-M-O-R-I-A-L. Immemorial. So that is the point. And obtain the legal status within a particular location. Custom is depend on the location, geographical area. And what is the custom or usage of Muhindi making the salutation? Salutation, wishing. What is the custom of Muhindi of wishing the other people? Folding the hands at the chest, not here. So that is the difference between a substantial law is, if you want to greet any person, you have to fold the hand, is a substantial law. Where to fold, how much to fold is a procedure law. Fold hands like this, not like this, not like this, not like this. But like this we can do it when you go to the temple. So it is a custom, time immemorial. And I don't know whether in Tanzania, how is the custom to greet each other? Mambo! What's their way of greeting? Yes, I saw. That is a very beautiful way of greeting. What about the man to man? No established rule is there. Either you can shake hand, is it not? But if you go to the Eritrea, do you know how to greet? Injo, come here, I will show you the way of greeting. They greet with the shoulders. They greet with the shoulders, especially where the guns, they keep it out. And the women, kumbatia. Najo kumbatia. Oh, we know, sir, that kumbatia. How could you not know, sir? We know it very much. We need not to explain about kumbatia. Say my English. Say in English. Only hug. Tosha. Tosha. Embraced. Embarrassing is different. Embrace is different. Embarrassing means, what is this behavior? I embrace. Embrace means kumbatia. Into kumbatia. Wapi? Bari. Huh? Mwalimu Mutundu sana. Okay, come to the point is concerned. A custom, immemorial it is coming over there, that will be accepted in the locality. That is accepted in particular locality. The characteristics of customs are, there are three characteristics of custom. Number one, it must existed in fact by presumption since time immemorial. The wording should be there. Since the time immemorial, spelling IMMEMORIAL. Suppose here the namely also Latin terminology is there. VIZ, full stop, comma. Vigilecet, that is the Latin terminology. 1189, they have given some certain time. Not necessarily, but they have given the certain time. 1189, but now is 2023. Of course, we will not be time memorial means a person could not know how many from forefathers it is coming. Number one, that is. Number two, B, the custom must be local, that is confined to a particular locality. A custom cannot exist in one place and with purpose to confer a right to something in a different locality. No, it's based on the locality. C, custom is an exception to the normal operation of the common law. Exceptional case. Custom is an exception to the normal operation of the common law, though many customs have abolished by legislation. Like, FMG. There you are. So now it is abolished, almost all. I don't think that any Kabila is doing still FMG in Tanzania. Masai still they are doing. I asked one Masai, sir, we are not doing, sir. Our father may did it, but we are not doing. No, because now they stopped it. Even Meru stopped it, Korea stopped, Haya stopped. Most of the educated now, they stopped it. And there is no scientific reason also there. But I don't know why it is there. For male, yes, it's a must. Because of hygienic. Kutahiri. Najwa. Sema Kiingereza. Circumcision. So it is a must. In India, only Christians and Muslims, Kutahiri. Hapana, Hindu. But nowadays, even Hindus also Kutahiri. Because it is a scientific way of dealing the things. And it is proved out. So, in Tanzania also, most of the people, even Tanzania also, I saw that nobody will eat siok, kichinjio. Without kichinjio, they don't eat. Am I right? So now let us come to the point. These are the things would be there when you want to say the custom should be there. What are the characteristics of a custom? So essential element of the custom is concerned. Essential element of the custom. Number A, 1, time. 2, must be reasonable. 3, must be certain. 4, must be obligatory. 5, must not be have been interrupted. How many are there? Total 5. Number 1, time. 2, must be reasonable. 3, must be certain. 4, must be obligatory. 5, must not have been interrupted. I told you regarding the time is concerned. Participants, do you have any problem? Ali Kishari, do you want to ask anything? Because I could see your microphone is on. Yes, now I saw you say mute. If you want to ask anything, you can ask me. Please don't
I want to
my
ask,
name.
I want
Giant.
to ask you on the path.
Yes, please speak.
Yes, on the characteristics of president.
Yeah, characteristic of president, I have told you that how many are there. See, this there on the screen. Did you see it?
Now a question.
Yes, please
When
ask.
do we say that the president?
Please
when
ask.
do we say that the president? When does this president be said to be rigid?
Yeah, rigidity is concerned. Our constitution is both flexible and rigid. Rigid in certain places where they don't want to change it. For instance, if you steal the bread when you are hungry, can we exempt him from stealing? Answer, hapana, H-A-P-A-N-A. But morality says, see, he has stolen the bread because he is hungry, he did not eat for many days. There it is the rigid. Because if you allow it, everybody take the same defense. Am I right? Did you get my point? I said, did you get my point?
Not yet, sir.
If you steal the bread, piece of loaf, bread, mkate, when you are hungry, I don't know what to say hungry. Inja. Your thirsty is different, hungry is different. When you inja and you have not eaten for 3 or 4 days and you have stolen the imkate, can you exempt him from punishment of stealing?
No.
Why?
Stealing has no excuse, even if
That is
you
the
have-
point. Hence, rigidity would be there. For stealing, one should be punished. But how much punishment, it depends upon the nature of the stealing. Is it clear?
Yes, no. Yes, sir.
Suppose if he is angry, he should have to inform the owner of the mkate, the shop owner, sir, I am hungry. Let me give the mkate to me to eat because I did not eat for the several days, but I will work and wash your utensils for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, depending upon the mkate which he ate. Is it clear? Is it clear now? Ali Kaishari, shall I proceed? Mute now. Now mute. Only 5 minutes are left for my session. Only mute now. Participants, you did not mute it. I will forcefully mute. I will make it. Mute all. So now, let us come to the point is concerned. Yes, mute all, I said. So we discussed where we are? We discussed the time of the elements of the customs. Is it not? And then we can say, the participants, can anyone take the screenshot of the attendance and post me so that I could know that how many are present in my online class? Of course, I also can take the shot, but it takes its own time. Yes. When the maximum is there, there are 11 participants are there, but physically there are many. Amna Shida, because mine is a blended one. Even my food is also not digested without teaching a day, at least 1 hour. That is my weakness. Okay, come to the next point is, at any time it can stop. So customs, a source of law, forms a body of law known as customary law. Thus, a customary law may be defined as a body of customs which by usage has acquired a force of law. As such, it is a constantly changing with the changing life. So constantly changing with the changing life means some modification will come out. So day by day, people are aware of it, hence they know what is wrong and what is right. Because they are having the brain to think. And only the difference between a man and an animal is hypothalamus, a reasoning power, which is at the back of it. A reasoning power a man is only having, but all other animal doesn't have the reasoning power, except chimpanzee. It is having the hypothalamus, kidogo. Reasoning it can apply, because it's the human anatomy, the same. Chimpanzee, sokwe him too. Am I right? Mepata? I appreciate. So now let us see the customary law in Tanzania, how it can be taken. Read section 11, subsection 1, class A to C of Jala. Jala, section 11, subsection 1, class A to C. It is given customary law Jala. And there you can get it. And jurisdiction in accordance with in the matter of civil nature, it's a civil nature. Then another point is between the members of the community in which rules are customary law relevant by the matter established and accepted between the member of one community and a member of another community, if the rules of customary law of both communities made similar provision for the matter. If both the communities have a similar usage, yes, it can be matter. Can you tell me, if you want to marry, why bride will go to the bride's house? Why not bride will come to the bridegroom house? Anyone? Did you understand my question? Why the bridegroom goes to the bride house for marrying? Why not the bride will come to the bridegroom house for marrying? It is a universal custom. It is a universal custom. Is there anywhere in the Constitution? Is there anywhere in the Law of Marriage Act? Hapana. It is a custom. It is a universal truth to see that it will be given. When a bridegroom should have to pay of the bride price to the bride father or to the bride. What do you say that in Kiswahili? Bride price, sir? Mahari is Arabic. Yes, sir. Mahari, doctori, shuleni, hospitali. So the same answer is what that we can use it.
Mungu ibariki Afrika. Afrika, wabariki viongozi wake, hekima, umoja na amani. Hizi ni ngao zetu Afrika na watu wake. Ibariki Afrika, ibariki Afrika, tubariki watoto wa Afrika. Mungu ibariki Tanzania, dumisha uhuru na umoja wake kwa waume na watoto. Mungu ibariki Tanzania na watu wake. Ibariki Tanzania, ibariki Tanzania, tubariki watoto wa Tanzania.
Asante sana na sikiliza mimi darasa online. Mungu akubariki na kukulinda.